What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So as you guys can see from the title of the video, this is a video that is going to be talking about whether or not the buy embroidery machine is for you. So if you guys don't know me, my name is Junior. I run this channel. This is called Embroidery for Beginners. I try and share my experience as an embroidery shop owner, and hopefully it can help a lot of you guys that are starting up your journey, scale your business, and also make the best decisions that are not going to cost you thousands of dollars. And that's one of the things that I want to share with you guys right now. So the buy embroidery machine, guys, is going to be for you if you fit in this type of category. If you don't plan on scaling your business past your garage, the buy embroidery machine is perfect. If you do not plan on hiring employees, the buy embroidery machine is perfect. If you're going to be more of a hobbyist, if you're going to do it as a side thing, if you're not going to do it as a full-time thing, the buy embroidery machine is for you. That does not mean that you cannot do this full-time and own a buy embroidery machine. Do not get me wrong, guys. That is not what I'm trying to say. But what I am trying to say, guys, is especially here in the United States, right? The buy embroidery machine does not have the amount of years that brands such as Embroidery, Tajima, right? I like Embroidery, so for Embroidery, they don't have the amount of years in this country where they have developed actual technicians to fix your machine when it breaks down. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's keep it real, right? This channel, I want to keep it real because a lot of people, right, that do content, they make videos, but they always have something, a deeper agenda behind it. I'm gonna share with you guys what my machine, the buy embroidery machine, is like after about 2 years, maybe a year, 2 years, right? So check this out. Let's do this. Let's switch over to, let's go to, you guys hear that sound? Right? So we go to needle 15 again. Okay. So look, I've reached out to the buy embroidery team. I haven't really gotten a direct answer. This is the reality of how it works when it comes to dealing with the buy team, right? Let's say your machine breaks down. What they're gonna do is they're gonna tell you, the engineer is gonna call you, or we're gonna put you in a group chat with an engineer that's gonna help troubleshoot your machine. Now, here is the thing that I'm trying to get you guys to understand, right? If you guys look at this over the span of your career, right, you're gonna get to the point where you can't afford to sit down and talk to the buy embroidery engineer for an hour, 2 hours, right? You're gonna need an actual technician to come out and fix that for you while you continue running other aspects of your shop. That's what I'm saying, that I wish I would have known this earlier, but in reality, right, the buy embroidery machine, in my opinion, they do make commercial grade embroidery machines. They will stitch, but in the long run, right, you're not really setting up your business to run without you, you know? And that's the stage I'm at right now in my business, where I don't want to spend 3-4 hours trying to figure something out and trying to fix the machine myself, where I'm much rather just pay a technician to come out and fix it, right? So yes, they do have good support. I can't take that away from them. You know, if your machine is broken, let's say on Monday, they'll probably get to you the next day on Tuesday, because there's a time difference between China, right? But you're still gonna have to do it yourself because there is no technicians out here. Now, some of the technicians, the embroidery technicians in the area, I'll speak for myself here in Southern California, a lot of them don't want to work on the Chinese embroidery machines. Some of them do, right? So you got to find the one that will work on it. But At the same time, this is just a big critique that I have of buy and that is, why don't they just invest and at least have some local technicians in some of the areas where they sell a lot of these machines, right? They're obviously a Chinese company. They don't have a headquarters here in the United States. So I want to just keep it real, guys, because if you guys plan on expanding your business, right, I want you guys to think about it like this, right? You're going to spend, obviously these machines are much less expensive than, like, for example, the machine behind me, the Embroidery, right? So you're going to spend, let's say, $8,000 into the embroidery machine, right? But as you grow and scale your business, if that machine ever goes down, there's not going to be a technician to come out and fix it, right? Whereas where you have like a Embroidery, they have actually Embroidery certified technicians here in the United States that can come out and fix it for you. Luckily, I have not had a reason to call someone out to fix the Embroidery machine, but when that does happen, I will be giving you guys my honest, raw, unfiltered experience of what it's like, right? And I feel like I should be doing that because I've never been through it. So really I don't have any first-hand experience, but I do have that, I guess you could say, warranty that there is Embroidery technicians in the United States that could actually come and fix your machine and that have been trained to work on these machines, right? Now, the biggest critique that right now I could think of for the Embroidery is the interface on it is honestly kind of slow. I'm not saying it's really slow, I'm just saying it is kind of slow. So the Embroidery isn't 100% perfect either. Is it gonna really make a huge difference in how fast I make stuff? Not really, but that's probably the only thing, and I'm gonna show you guys what I mean by that. So check this out. So we're gonna turn it on. Alright, so look how, maybe for you guys it's not slow, but for me, I'm kind of used to something that's a little bit faster. But it's loading up. Right? So from here, we just press OK. Boom. But no. So this is what I mean by that it's slow. Check this out. So we're gonna go to USB. You see how it's thinking? Right? From there, let's lock it in place. From there, let's do an outline. Right? Now let's say we want to cancel this design. We got to hold this button. Right? So, in my opinion, maybe I'm just being super picky, but that feels a little bit slower than, for example, look at the buy. So check this out. Look, we're gonna load a design. That is one of the most annoying things about this machine. So honestly, maybe because I'm just used to the machine clicking instantly and not having that little, you know, that little circle rotating, I might say this is slower, but that's just my experience. That's just how I feel about it. Maybe if we did like an actual test, it would say it's the same exact amount of time. But I just feel like the interface on this thing is a little bit slow, especially when you're paying top dollar for this machine, right? So that's one of the critiques I have. Another critiques I have of the Embroidery is, well, this is a 6 head, right? So let's say, for example, I run a sample on head number 1, right? But I turn off all the other heads. Let's say the design has 5 colors, right? So it's gonna do 5 color changes, and what's gonna happen, guys, is basically the other heads that are not using those needles, that is not embroidering, the thread's gonna become undone, because for some reason the engineering behind this is that these threads are really tight. So basically the machine's gonna be going, the take-up lever is gonna be going up and down, and with time these things will become brittle and start ripping, right? So let me see if I can show you guys an example. So check, for example, right here. Check this one out. This is what I mean, what happens, you know? Right now I don't have a lot of them undone because I've been using most of them, but you see this thread got undone. Well, it basically ripped because I was running a design that only required, that I did a sample of on this one. So that is another that's another critique I have of the Baradin. Now, as far as there was a comment in one of my recent videos, you know, what was the difference between the Baradin and the Bi? Like I mentioned, guys, the technician thing is something you really need to think about, just because, like I said, if you want to scale your business past yourself, like that's at the point I'm at. I don't want to have to spend all day trying to fix my own machine. I'd rather just pay someone, have them come, know what they're doing, replace the part, put it in, get this thing back on production. But since there's nothing like that here in Southern California, I have to contact Bi. They gotta put me in contact with the engineer. I gotta, you know, basically troubleshoot it through online. Whereas with this machine, someone could come fix it. Now that problem, that squeaking problem that embroidery machine has, it doesn't affect the machine in any way where it can't work. It'll still work, but it's obviously really annoying. And I really wish I would just be able to pay $300, $400 to a technician to come out, fix it. I could keep running the shop. I don't have to worry about if I did it wrong or right. You know, at the end of the day, time is money, right? So that's the main thing. Another main thing, guys, that, to be honest, this machine really struggled with was embroidering really low on the brim of the hat. So I want to share with you guys some examples. Let's see if we can find some. So I don't know if I have any more examples. I gave away a lot of my hats. I've been giving a lot of my hats away, like the ones that I used as sample. I have given them away, but here's a good example. Check this out, guys. So all right, so for example, you guys see so for example, if you guys look on the hat on the right hand side, you know, it's 3D puff. This was done by the Baradin. It went pretty low up on the brim of the hat. Same thing with this. One of the main problems that I had with the Bi embroidery machine was that I couldn't go really low on the hat. You kind of had to stay pretty high up on the middle of the hat. You couldn't really go really low. Like if I tried running that design on the Bi embroidery machine, it probably would have broken a lot of needles. It probably would have made a mess, probably made a bird's nest, right? So when it comes to hats, to be honest, the Bi embroidery machine really struggles, in my opinion. You know, I had to adjust the presser foot a lot of times. It would break a lot of needles, and that's just something that I don't have to do with the Baradin. Like with the Baradin, I can literally embroider really low on any type of hat, whether it's a 6 panel or a 5 panel. It rarely breaks needles, whereas where I had with the Bi, constantly breaking needles, guys, constantly, you know. And like I said, I have nothing against the Bi embroidery machine. I don't think that it's a bad investment per se. I don't think that you guys are wasting your money buying these machines. But in my opinion, now that I've had both machines, I think that the Bi embroidery machine is kind of like a temporary fix while you build your way up to like one of these, right? And if some of you guys have not been able to, you know, use one of these, I think that once you use this and you compare it to your Bi, you're gonna see the major difference, and you're gonna see why a lot of the people that have been in the business for a very long time prefer this brand over the other brand, right? Obviously the price difference is huge, but don't let that dissuade you from making that investment if you really want to do this as a full-time career, you know. And I know I'm kind of going everywhere, but I really want to just keep it as raw and as authentic. But I do want to also mention that the resale value of a buy compared to a Barrett is incomparable. To be honest, it's going to be really, really hard for me to sell this and buy embroidery machine because there's not really a market for it. I'll probably lose, you know, more than half the value of what I paid for it, just because it's a brand that the people who have embroidery shops, they're not looking for those brands. They're looking for like a Barrett. And it comes down back to what I said at the beginning, which was just being able to have someone service it. There has to be technicians, and that's a big thing that the Chinese brands, the Chinese companies, they'll sell you the machine, they'll sell it to you cheap, but the after service is really critical, and it's lacking a lot. And this is coming from someone that has also bought a Ricoma, right? So I started off with a Ricoma. It was $12,000 for a single head back then, and then I saw the buy, and I saw that we could get a two head for about, I think, $9,000. I went with the buy. But after dealing with those two Chinese brands and not being able to get the after service, the after sales customer experience that I wanted, I was like, you know what, it's just time to get the real deal, and let's just get the Barrett in. So those are just my real honest opinions on the Barrett and the buy. To be honest, I'm one to sell my buy and give myself a single head Barrett in. That's just where I'm at. And I do want to talk about the scaling part. So you know how I mentioned, if you want to get a buy, if you get a buy, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to scale your business. And this is why, guys, because the industry here in the United States has been built, like for example on the Barrett or Tajima. A lot of the employees out there, a lot of them are already trained on Barrett or Tajima, right? That's been my experience. They know a little bit about how to use those machines already because they're coming from other shops, etc., etc. If you build your business on just buying embroidery machines, obviously the training is pretty easy, but you also limit the pool of people that could possibly work for you, because a lot of employees, they don't work with the Chinese machines, you know? It's not a big deal, because once you get the hang of it, you get the hang of it. I'm just saying that if you look at the big embroidery shops, they always have Barrett or Tajima. And if you want to bring in talent from those companies, and you want to, you know, when you start really scaling and you want to start attracting talent, having an interface, having something that a lot of other employees are already used to, it's going to make your life as an embroidery shop owner much easier. So that's actually what's happening to me right now. So once I got the 6-head Barrett in, I was looking for an embroidery operator, and lo and behold, one day I was on my desk and I had this really young, bright guy come and be like, I used to work for this embroidery shop. They had a Barrett in. Are you hiring? I immediately jumped on it and I said yes. So now imagine if I were to be like, we actually only have buy embroidery machines. Maybe he would not have felt comfortable in running the embroidery machine, or maybe it would have took him longer to learn it. Point is, a lot of people in the United States have already been trained on Barrett machines, right? So that's another thing for you guys to think about. Another thing is, I know that buy embroidery machines, they sell they sell multi-heads as well, but a lot of you guys are buying single heads, and I think those machines are perfect for like samples and stuff like that. But when you start getting into production, like 12 pieces, 50 pieces, in my opinion, you're gonna want to scale up into a multi-head, a 6-head. So this YouTube channel is almost at 1,000 subscribers. So I really want you guys to follow me, to subscribe to the channel, go through all my videos, like them up, and just take this opinion with, I'm not trying to berate you guys or make you guys feel bad about your decision to buy the buy. This is just for people who are looking to get machines and who might be possibly going to the Impression show in Long Beach. I'm gonna be there. Just keep that in mind, that the price of the machines do reflect the quality and the craftsmanship of the machines, right? And I don't get no money from Embroidery or nothing. This is just my experience. I want to help you guys make the right decision. And if you guys have the budget to buy a Embroidery, buy a Embroidery. If you guys don't have the budget, you guys can go with the buy. Just know that once you guys build your clientele and you guys can afford or possibly are willing to make the investment into a Embroidery, you guys won't regret it. I promise you guys will not regret it, because haven't regretted it. Even though I'm paying a lot of money for this machine on a monthly basis, I have not regretted my decision, because it performs. And I know it's going to continue performing. And when I finish paying it off, I will have a valuable asset that's not going to depreciate as much as something like the buy embroidery machine. You know what I mean? So that is the video for today, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Like it up, and I'll see you guys on the next video, all right?